Hello YouTube, welcome back to Jerry's NBA Talk TV. I'm NBA Jerry, and thank you for watching. I want to talk to you guys again about LeBron James and Dan Gilbert. This is still a hot topic, and I've been thinking about this a little bit. I want to talk to you guys about a couple things. First of all, a lot of people are saying that LeBron James took the easy way out. I've been hearing that a lot. And I just want to tell you guys that I just 100% totally disagree with that, and I'm going to tell you why. There was nothing easy about LeBron James' decision. Do you know how hard it is to be in that guy's position, to not only have the world, follow your every move when it comes to where you're going and where you're not going, and to say, you know what, I'm going to leave my hometown, my fans, my organization. I mean, that's not an easy decision. Now, I understand what people are saying. It's easy because he's going down there and win some easy championships. But the last time that I checked, I don't care who you have on your team, winning a championship is not easy. You can't just put a bunch of all-stars together and just win a championship. It doesn't work like that. You got to have some cohesiveness, and you got to have a lot of things to make a championship. Just because these three guys are together, it doesn't guarantee them a championship. Now, does it help them? Yeah, of course. But I don't agree at all that LeBron James made an easy decision to go down there and play with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. What I think he did a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I mean, think about this. If you're LeBron James, you have the chance to play with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade. I mean, that's something you can't turn down. Also, what I hear a lot is people say, oh, well, LeBron's playing on D. Wade's team, and why would you go as a superstar in the NBA? Why would you go play on another superstar's team? Why wouldn't you guys compete against each other? Michael Jordan would have never did that. Larry Bird would have never did that. And, that's up for debate. Maybe they would, maybe they wouldn't. LeBron James knows that he has to win a championship in order to be mentioned with those guys. I don't think that LeBron James' whole career is just going to be messed up because he paired up with Dwayne Wade. I just think he took advantage of a unbelievable opportunity to play with two other Hall of Famers. And also, LeBron did go to Miami, and that is Dwayne Wade's team, yes. But I'm telling you right now, I don't care what team had the cap space to get all three of those players, whether it be Cleveland, Toronto, Memphis, any team. All three of those guys, they had the chance to play together, they would have done that. It just so happened that Pat Riley made the room and the cap space so all three of them can do that down in Miami. So people are so quick to say LeBron went down there with Dwayne Wade. Yeah, he did. He did go down there with Dwayne Wade. But that was the only team in the NBA that's ever had the space to get three, top players like that. I guarantee you this. If Cleveland would have had the space of three top players, three maximum players, and Pat Riley's team couldn't do it, the Miami Heat couldn't do it, I guarantee you all three of those guys would be in Cleveland right now. I'm telling you that. It just so happens that they're down there in Miami. Pat Riley is a great president. You guys know that. He's like he's like the Don right now. I mean, just think about that. I mean, any team in the NBA would have took one of those guys at a full price. They would have gave him a 6-year, $125.5 million contract. Easy for any one of those guys. But Pat Riley got all three of them at a discount. I mean, I don't understand why people are mad at that. You can't be mad at Pat Riley, you can't be mad at Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and you can't be mad at LeBron James. Well, let me talk to you guys real quick about LeBron James and his decision and how he handled the situation, and also how Dan Gilbert handled it. First, LeBron James. He met with 6 teams in 3 days. LeBron James, after all the meetings were done, he did not contact Cleveland whatsoever. He didn't call them. He didn't return any of their phone calls, didn't return any of their text messages, according to, the media and ESPN and everything. That's what they're saying. And also according to Dan Gilbert and the brass of Cleveland, he didn't do that. And then he did the infamous 1-hour special on ESPN with the hour-long, decision, 2010. Which, whether you love it or hated it, I guarantee 99% of you guys watched it that didn't like it. So I watched it. I think it was good TV. But, we live in a different age today, guys. We live in, reality TV, the Flavor of Love and The Bachelorette and The Bachelor and all these different shows. Because a lot of people say, oh, Michael Jordan would have never did that. Yeah, you're right. Because back in those days, it wasn't like this now with all these different reality shows. O.J. Simpson in 1995, when he went on that highway chasing with the Bronco, and he was threatening to kill himself and stuff like that on the wake of his wife being murdered. That changed television forever. that's when the reality show started, because people like to see that kind of thing, and that's why the ratings were so high for LeBron James. So, I'm not saying I necessarily would have did it myself, but I'm not mad at him because, like I said, he put our league on the map. July 8th at 9 p.m. Eastern, people were watching something about the NBA, and I have no problem with, promoting our league in a good way. And also, like I said before, he gave a lot of, he raised a lot of money for the Boys and Girls Club. But like I said again, I understand that he could have took that money right out of his own pocket and gave it to the Boys and Girls Club. And did he do it for his own ego? Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. And then another thing, 9:01 p.m., LeBron James had one of his people call the Cleveland Cavaliers, and then that's how he let them know that he wasn't coming to the Cavs. Now let's talk about Dan Gilbert's situation. Now, obviously, him and LeBron, he's done a lot for LeBron, just like LeBron's done a lot for him. LeBron's made him a lot of money. Dan Gilbert's done a lot of accommodations for LeBron with the practice facility being built, the $25 million practice facility, the Cleveland Cavaliers practice facility that was built close to LeBron James' house because that's where LeBron wanted it. Also, Dan Gilbert let LeBron James' friends, have access around the whole organization anywhere they wanted to on the plane and everything else, because LeBron James asked. But remember, LeBron James is the franchise player. But then when LeBron James did not return Dan Gilbert's phone calls and text messages and stuff like that, so when LeBron's people called Dan Gilbert at 9:01 and let him know, that's when Dan Gilbert must have went to his computer and typed that vicious letter he typed. And in my opinion, he's still not backing away from those statements, by the way. He hasn't apologized for that or nothing. But in my opinion, he did that out of anger. I'm not saying he didn't mean what he said, but I think what he was doing was he was trying to let the Cleveland faithful, the Cleveland fans, know that, hey, I got your back, and I understand what you guys are going through, and because I'm the owner of the team, I'm not going to let LeBron James' actions speak louder than what's going to happen in the future of our team. So I know how you guys are feeling about him, so I'm going to let you guys know how I'm feeling about him. And he was just having the Cleveland Cavaliers organization's back and the fans' back. Now, I'm not mad at Dan Gilbert for being a stand-up guy, but I don't like the fact that he said all those things he said about LeBron. Now, if he felt that way, he felt that way. This is America. This is, freedom of speech. But I don't like the way he handled it. Like I said, he's a 48-year-old man. He's a billionaire. He's an owner. And certain people can't do certain things. Dan Gilbert is a billionaire who owns a NBA team. So, And then he went on ESPN. Somebody interviewed him for ESPN, and he went on to slander LeBron some more. With the letter and with the interviews, he went on to say that he's narcissistic. He's basically a traitor. He abandoned the team. He quit in playoff games and key playoff games. I also told you what he did on his fat head. With his fat head, LeBron James, fat head that used to be $99.99. He changed the price to $17.41 because that's the year Benedict Arnold was born. Stuff like that. So, it's just crazy. Both situations are crazy. With all that being said, let's get into the Jerry's NBA question of the day. Now, after saying all I just said about what LeBron did wrong and what Dan Gilbert did wrong, let me ask you guys a question. In your opinion, who handled the situation worse? LeBron James and all the things I just mentioned, or Dan Gilbert? Who do you guys think handled the situation, or who comes out looking the worst? LeBron James or Dan Gilbert? Let me know, guys, okay? Thanks. Real quick, guys. Obviously, both of these guys probably made some mistakes that they wish they can take back. And I don't mind when people make mistakes. I want to talk to you guys about mistakes real quick. A lot of people think that mistakes are bad. Now, some are better than others, but mistakes are not bad unless you don't learn from them. Okay? That is how we learn, is from our mistakes. Just like how we learn how to walk and how we learn how to ride our bike. Okay? We make mistakes, and it's okay to make mistakes. But see, in school, we're taught that mistakes are bad. So if you have a paper that you did and you handed it in to your teacher, and your teacher marks it with red, because red's a bad color in the mind, because it means stop and it's bad. We automatically think a mistake is bad, so everybody's running around trying not to make mistakes. Don't worry about that. Mistakes are good. The only time, like I said before, a mistake is not good is when you don't admit it and you don't learn from it. So do me a favor, guys. Next time you make a mistake, admit you did it and learn from it. Okay? Thanks, guys. Also, guys, don't forget about the contest I'll be running tomorrow. I'll be announcing that tomorrow night around this time. So it's going to be very exciting. I can't wait to roll it out to you guys. You guys are really, really going to like this. It's going to help everybody that watches my channel. Thank you for watching. You guys know I appreciate it. And remember, folks, always, always treat people how you want to be treated. And everything will be okay. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.